Do you think anyone can treat water just by using bubbles? Well, you actually can, and that's what a recent research by Dr. Dhiman Chatterjee and his research team from IIT Madras has found out. And the reason this research is quite significant is because today billions are spent every year on wastewater treatment and water purification, because the processes that are being used to treat water are predominantly chemical processes that are pretty energy intensive. But could there be a way to reduce the dependency on chemicals by having some alternate way of treating water, let's say by using bubbles? The thing is, we are not talking about any bubble, but a special microscopic kind which mechanical and even chemical engineers may know about. It's called cavitation. So these microscopic bubbles, they get formed when a liquid is forced through a constriction, like a nozzle or an orifice.
Cavitation bubbles, when they collapse, they produce a high temperature locally. So these can be acting like a micro reactors, as the popular term is.
They sort of explode, creating extreme heat and pressure, which can split water molecules into hydroxyl radicals. And the thing with hydroxyl radicals is that they have the ability to destroy pollutants way faster than conventional chemical disinfectants can. But there's a problem. As you try to increase the extent of cavitation, what happens is, as these bubbles start getting formed, they start merging together, and it's called supercavitation. And when that happens, they sort of start cushioning each other. It's almost like when somebody jumps on a crowd and the crowd absorbs that fall, something like that. So what happens because of that? The collapse rate, it drops, right? So the cavitation drops, and therefore the process stops working for water treatment. So how do you fix that? So Professor Dhiman and his team basically propose that the solution is to focus on rate of bubble collapse and optimize for that instead of optimizing for bubble formation, which most of the research or the earlier studies cared about.
So we try to say that cavity formation is a necessary condition, and intense cavity collapse is a more desired condition.
One way to think about it is that the earlier studies were sort of trying to judge a boxing match by measuring how much the fighters moved around in the ring. But Professor Dhiman and his team, what they have proposed is like optimizing for measuring the force of the punches, which here could be radical production, pressure fluctuation, because a boxer who just dances around a lot, higher volume of bubbles, but never lands a punch, won't win the fight. I'm sure soon this approach may become the standard low energy way of treating water, and when that happens, the entire world is going to benefit from the deep tech work that happens in IIT Madras.